Okay, guys, not quite 2 a.m. this night, but back in from a night out on town in Tampa, enjoying all the sights. And it was a fun night, and it was a great day at the show. I mean, even better than yesterday. Yesterday was great, but today was off the charts. And one thing, you don't even have to take my word for it in terms of verbiage. We did it with our money. I mean, my friend Doug bought so much stuff today. He bought all the Wally tools except for the microscope. Although my friend Jose bought all the Wally tools plus the microscope. But Doug also bought the Moose record cleaner, the RME ADC recorder for. He was playing the guitar today. If you saw in those videos, he's a wild man. I had to control him tonight, guys. Luckily, I was there. Anyway, he also is going to buy the Hi-Fi Rose streamer. That thing is, I can't believe they're selling that thing for 5,000 right now. That's probably why they're back ordered. It makes me almost worried what's under the hood. I haven't seen what's under the hood, but that display is really killer, and it's got Rose Tube, which is basically YouTube, and so it piggybacks on what I've been saying on my videos. People want this content on YouTube, and that streamer allows you to do it, unlike so many others. And that's going to be killer, and it's right up Doug's alley because he believes in the same thing. He wants to have YouTube and all that content. And so that's a streamer company that's doing it right. They're not charging a fortune. I'd like to see what's under the hood, but I'd buy it right now myself if I didn't make my own, because I think they know what they're doing and they're delivering what people need. And that front faceplate that you could see from a mile away, unlike these little bitty displays with barely you can see that most people give you. They're doing it right, and I was very impressed with that. So Doug's going to be getting that for sure. The other company that I'm going to be supporting is that Gushely Labs. They greeted you. The family was there. All the family was there, helping in the exhibit room, and they're involved in the business. And for their first show, that product was amazing. Doug thought it was better than some other head amp, not head amp, but the headphone amplifier rooms we've gone into. And this chassis that they make, this dovetailed wood, these products, the amp and the DACs are like 250 or $200 a piece. I don't think you could even make the dovetail wood chassis for that kind of money. I know I wouldn't. I would charge more than that to make it. And so those are an incredible bargain. Look great customization in the looks and aesthetics to go with a great performance and price, and the family business, the type of business you really want to support. USA made. I mean, this is a company I want to support, and I'm going to buy both the amp and the DAC from them and put it on my desk. It's going to match perfectly. So shout out to them for real world product budget and supporting this show and being here. Now, going to the polar extremes, to the MBLs, that was another just great day spending time with the MBL extremes, and that United Home Audio demo and the walkthrough is just by Mr. Baran. That's amazing. I found out Doug and I both grew up on the West Bank in New Orleans, and he did as well. And so we had a lot in common. And then he walked through the Passion. Yes, it's a $90,000 tape deck, granted, but when you look at the level of passion he put into it, the parts and meticulously everything, from even the footers, all the things that you saw in that video, you get the passion. You get, yeah. Can all of those things make a difference? Maybe not as much difference. You can argue all that stuff all you want. Just like a fine watch, it may tell time, these fine watches and the engineering and the masterpiece and just the level of meticulousness that goes into them. You can argue they all tell the time the same, but I like to support and at least dream about having a product that on the inside and out is at that level of somebody trying to push the envelope. And it was just one of the more remarkable products. And of course, the other demos that have just been a hit have been, if you're into turntables, the Wally Tools guy, really good, and Kirmu's really good. I think tomorrow I have a few rooms that I haven't covered yet. In terms of the small rooms, they all sounded better today than day one, and it's a factor of two things. Number one, an extra day, so the rooms that I did go a second time sounded better, and then I did get the chance to go to some better rooms that are in the smaller rooms. Two that just off the top of my head, I'm sure there's going to be more when I do the recap video at the end, and have time to process more than just a spur of the moment video, is the Magico and Cat Room definitely stood out, and also that RBH has a high ceiling potential. I didn't get in the center spot and didn't really get a chance to fall in love with what I heard from the sound of the, other than the bass was one of the best in the show for sure. But I would have probably DSP'd it and EQ'd it a little different. It's an active system, comes with the amplification and the speakers. I just can tell once you get a lot of experience going to shows what's room, what's not, and basically what the ceiling could be for that speaker. I think is near top level for almost any person's taste. So that is one to keep an eye on. And I might even go back to that room and sit in the center spot and play some of my own tracks, because I couldn't recognize even the music in there. But that room just stood out because when I heard the bass, you rarely mistake when you hear a bass done really good and right in these small rooms. So those two stood out, and again, a few more rooms to check out tomorrow. So stay tuned, and I'll have plenty more for you to come.